What's up, you guys? We're back with another episode of Who Even Asked. I'm Tay.
And I'm Jazz.
How's your week been?
My week was off to a rough start. I've been sick. I think I got strep throat on like Sunday night and literally had the worst sleep of my life. So I called out Monday, called out Tuesday, could not leave the bed, was just very sick. And so my whole week has just been pushed back. Like I had so much shit to do. And now I'm like just bombarded with stuff. So it's been a pretty stressful week. How about your week?
Oh, wait, it was confirmed you did have strep. I know we speculated.
I speculate. I don't know. I don't go to the doctor. I don't like to.
My week, rough. So, I had to file my taxes this week, and anybody who has their own business knows that, well, okay, maybe y'all all have accountants. I'm not in that tax bracket yet to have my own accountant, so I have to do it all myself, and this week was hell, just trying to get everything together, and then dang, that really hurts. And I mean, other than that, it really wasn't a bad week. Just, when like you have one thing that really upsets you, and then you just find small, little, minute things to like be bad about, and you're like, oh, my life is terrible. This week sucks. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's Friday. Great.
Yeah, I know. I'm super excited that it's Friday because then it's like I got a lot of shit to do, but like I can do it at my own pace and I don't have to wake up early or if I stay up late, I don't have to worry about being tired. Like I stayed up really late last night to watch Yellow Jackets, the new episode, ugh, and I wish you watched it so I could have
I'm
somebody to
gonna catch
talk
up.
to about it.
I'm gonna catch up.
It is what happened last night was so crazy. Yeah, that show it's pretty wild. Like, um, I mean, the cannibalism only happens in the first two episodes, or like the first season. I think. Well, that's a lie. It happens a lot this season too.
I'm like trying
Um,
to think of the first season. I'm like, wait, who ate each other?
they ate
Forgot.
Jackie and they ate Javi, I think, in the first season too.
I guess I need to go honestly rewatch the first season and then I'll move on to the next two.
Yeah, maybe you'll be caught up, and by the time season three is over, we can talk about it. But yeah, so Yellow Jackets was fun, but I stayed up till almost 4 o'clock last night.
4 o'clock is crazy.
I have issues with sleeping. I really seriously think I have like some ADHD issues or something. Then like once I start something, this probably has nothing to do with ADHD, so don't come for me. But once I start something, I cannot stop. Like I will have to sit. Like I won't eat. I didn't eat dinner till 2:30, 2 a.m. last night.
What's wrong with you?
I just started doing something and I can't stop. Like I get so lost in what I'm doing that yeah.
No, I get that, but like I would have stopped to eat dinner.
Yeah, I already know. Like after we record this, I'm already telling myself, okay, I need to eat dinner right now because I have things to do after, and if I don't, I won't eat dinner till late again. So I don't know. I've always been like that though. Like no matter what, like I'll just if I start something, I can't stop.
I'm talking crap, but I think we've eaten dinner at like 10:30 every night this week just because I am still not adjusted to this time change. I'm still fucked up over this time change.
Yeah, I usually don't get adjusted to the time change until after the time has changed back.
Dang, I'm not that bad, but normally I'm over it in like a day or two. So we're on what, week 3 now, and I'm still in the trenches.
Hasn't it been longer than that?
I don't know. This is what I mean. My sense of time is all fucked up.
That's funny. Um, kind of switching things here, but I got this matcha, right? And I don't know, have you ever tasted something and thought this is what poison tastes like?
Yeah.
Like it's sometimes you have like a sip or like you eat a vegetable or something and it tastes like off. Like so like I guess the
Mhm.
sometimes the matcha, because they don't maybe mix it right or something. But at first when I sipped it, it tasted like what I think poison would taste like, which I'm sure tastes nothing like poison. How would I know? But yeah, so I mean it's good now after I got through the first top part, but just food for
You're
thought
really
there.
not selling this matcha thing to me. Because I haven't had a bunch of that. I probably had it once, and I don't know, you're not really selling it to me.
Well, if you don't like lavender, because this is a lavender matcha, I like it. Like, it's really good. But I like really, like I don't know how to explain it, like, bland flavors. Like, I love unsweet tea. Like, it's nothing in it. The only thing I don't drink bland is coffee. Can't have coffee like that. But no, it
Mm,
is really good. I'd recommend trying it. They have a cherry one too. I haven't tried that one, but it's pretty good.
that sounds good. I'm gonna try that. I love cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of complainings and things tasting like poison, which has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about, um, what are your? We talked about starting this last week, and we kind of did the petty grievances. Do you want to start with
Yes.
yours?
Yes. Hold please. This is so petty. I forgot what it was, so I did write it down so I wouldn't forget. Okay. My petty grievance of the week is when people are in the turn lane to turn left at an intersection, and instead of just staying behind that white line where you're supposed to stay behind, right?
Mhm.
They reach out until they're in the middle of the intersection and they're just waiting for that one car to pass. Well, what if that light goes from blinking yellow to red and you are in the middle of the intersection because you were impatient? That pisses me off.
Yeah. I usually, if it does turn green, I'll kind of drive up to them to make them think I'm gonna hit them.
Well, I love
I mean, I won't hit them, but that's your own dumb fault for being in the middle of the intersection.
you're just
That
saying you won't
happens.
hit them for valid purposes.
Yeah. But I hate that too, like, it's like, come on, like, the light's gonna turn, or, like, if it's a bunch of people and there's so many people turning that there's this huge line to turn, and these idiots will just block the whole thing, so now the other people going the other way can't go.
Yes, ridiculous.
So stupid.
But to that point, also, like if you're at a just like a regular stop sign and somebody's trying to turn left and you're trying to turn right, but the person in the left turn lane is like a bigger car and you're in a smaller car, so you can't even see if you can go. That also pisses me off.
Yeah, that too, and or, like, what pisses me off too is I drive pretty fast. When people ride my ass, especially, like, right where I live, because I the turn to my apartment is really awkward, and people will ride my ass as I'm trying to get into like, to slow down to get into the lane to turn to the left, and that's because I'm already speeding, so at this point, when I slow down, I mean I'm going the actual speed limit, and they're riding my ass, and sometimes I'll just wanna press on the brakes, and sometimes I do, and then I'll flip them off because I have road rage.
Same.
Dude, like,
Um,
driving
what
is the
is your
worst.
no for real? What is your petty grievance of the week?
Okay, so my petty grievance is people not using their big people words in aisles in stores. Okay? Let me lay this down for everybody here. So, you know, my mom and my grandma when I go shopping with them, they have a bad habit of like taking up too much of the aisle. Okay? So, usually I'll be like, "Hey, come over here, like come move a little bit." Right? Tell them so that way they can get out of the way. Well, I went to Target with my grandma the other day, and this has happened multiple times, not just with my grandma, but in general. This lady just stands there, okay, for a good minute, doesn't say anything, just giving this dirty look. Like, use your words. Say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get by, excuse me," or "Can I get by real quick?" You know what I mean? Something simple. Big people words. You have a mouth. You can talk, right? Use your mouth to get by because that pisses me the fuck off. I literally told her, I walked by and I said, "I guess we don't know how to talk today, huh?" And then I walked off because it pissed me
Complaining
off.
for people lately, you're just like, fuck you.
Well, I was sick. I went to Target to get medicine.
Oh, that's
Um,
one.
and so I was already pissed off. Like, I'm like, no. And you're first of all, you don't mess like don't give my grandma a dirty look. I don't care if you have a mom with 2 kids in the fucking car. I'll beat your ass. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna play like that.
And your grandma is like the sweetest human being in the world. Like, I can't imagine why anybody would give her a dirty look.
I know, and I think it's just because they get, like, frustrated that somebody's taking up the whole aisle, and I get that, but, like, once again, because I get frustrated too when people take up the whole aisle, but the difference is I say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get by, can you move?" Then if they don't move at that point, I get pissed and start giving them a dirty look. But if you have to ask first, you can't just expect somebody to read your mind if their back is turned to you. So,
Yeah, and that's fair. I will be honest, and I am bad about kind of doing this. Like, if somebody's like in my way, I will just kind of like wait there. If there's not enough room to like just turn around and go to the next aisle the other way, I will just kind of wait there. But like, I'm not doing it to be an asshole. I'm just kind of like, I feel bad, and I'm like, I don't want to bother you. Like, I'll just wait. But like, if they look at me, I'm not gonna like mean mug them. I'll be like, oh,
yeah.
this
And I think that's a
no.
difference though, like, as long as you're not mean mugging, it's when it comes to the point where you're giving dirty looks that you're gonna piss me off. Like,
That's
don't give dirty looks. If you're just standing there, like, you don't even have to smile, but just, like, neutral look. I don't
yeah.
know, maybe I'm just over dramatic, but
No, I don't think you're overdramatic for that. On that note, have you noticed that the worst people in the store about being in your way and being rude is the fucking like people who work there that are like getting the groceries for the to-go orders?
yes.
Terrible.
I went to HEB, I think it was, and they were, like, packed. And I get it, like, they have to do their job, but they were literally leaving the carts in the middle of the aisle. And, like, nobody could get by, the aisles are already congested. Then the one HEB we have here is always so packed, like, already sardine packed. And I was just like, "These people." I don't know, man. These people, I think we need to learn how to use our words. We need to go back to some sort of etiquette school. Learn something. I don't know. It's not hard to talk. I mean, it is. Okay. I'm all let me retract a little bit because I think I sound kind of just like an asshole, but like I get it. I get being shy because there's certain times where honestly like I have different personalities like at certain points of time where sometimes I will be like, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell you something." And other times I'll be more like, "Okay, I'm too shy right now. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stay in here." You know what I mean? Like so I go back and forth. And I guess it's not really personalities, it's more moods. So I don't know. I said personalities, but um so I
I
go
get
back
that
and
though.
forth.
Your patience is thin, that you're just not in the mood.
Yeah. So, and I think me being sick that day definitely didn't help anything. So,
Right.
but just know that you ain't gonna mess with me. Like I've never fought anybody, but you know what? If I have to, I have to. Okay, I'll throw a
And
bow.
I love you today.
This is the first time for everything.
Period. I don't think you can like fight somebody casually like back in the day, you know? Like now I think it's kind of serious to fight somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot of you got to be careful who you're fighting to, especially if like yeah, especially in Lubbock. I feel like it's a lot of
Yeah.
crazy people in Lubbock.
Yeah. What's that movie where they honk at that guy in front of them and he follows them around? Road rage, something like
Yeah,
that.
Road Rage. I've never seen it, but
Very good.
yeah, I almost watched it the other day. I did start
Gotcha.
watching Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, it's about damn time. I've been telling you for years.
It was pretty funny. I got to the point where they did that song. Mama said not to out anyway with me hating.
I we have
No.
not started the new season yet, so hopefully we'll be able to start that this weekend.
Yeah. I gotta finish the last part of The Handmaid's Tale. And then okay. I so I've told this podcast before, but I have another podcast and I've reached 800 and something followers on TikTok. And I put out something the other day saying, "Hey, like I'm not going to put an episode out this week because I was so sick that I couldn't record anything." And that podcast takes me a significantly longer amount of time to record and put together because it's like doing research and like watching everything and like making analysis
That
of things. So I put out a video and I was like, "Hey, but I asked people, can you give me some predictions for what you think's going to happen in season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale?" Um And, like, I get so many likes, but no comments. I'm like, "Can somebody please just give me something. So I went to Reddit and I posted in like the Handmaid's Tale thread, and a
Mhm.
couple of people gave me some predictions. No, I'm actually really grateful for like the little following I have on that. But I get it. Like you don't want to be the first person to write anything, and it's also very like nerve-wracking to message people, so I get it. So I see you wrote down here, what is your final meal?
Yes, because you know how like prisoners used to have their, final meal or whatever. Um, I know who mine is, or mine would be okay. So, have you seen the lady Big Mama on TikTok? She's this Italian lady, and she makes this giant. I was gonna say giant meal every Sunday. She pretty much makes these giant meals for her family every single day of the week, and everything she makes looks absolutely fantastic. So for my last meal, I just want her to cook me literally anything. I'm not even gonna be picky. She can just make a spread of whatever she wants, and I'll eat it. It looks so good.
Dang. I don't know, I'm not a big Italian person, but that does sound good. I've been craving, like, Parmesan chicken. Or wait, is that what it's
Okay.
called? The, like,
Chicken parm.
crusted chicken? Yeah, chicken parm. Um, so that would be good. Is there anything else you'd put on there? Because I think you can get, like, multiple stuff if back in the day.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want her to pick the entire meal for me. I
Mm,
don't want anything in it just because literally everything she makes looks phenomenal. And it's not like she'll just make like pasta, sauce, bread, and a salad. Like, no, she's making all of that, and then she's making extra chicken cutlets. She's making literally, it's just crazy. Like she makes all this food, desserts. There's like special food for the kids because if they don't like, it's just crazy. So I'm not even gonna pick anything. Just anything she would like to make me would
yeah,
be my fun.
that does sound good. I don't know what I'd do. Probably steak wings and Michelob Ultra.
Carnivore diet.
Yeah, those are, like, my 2 go-to foods, like, if there's any food that I eat the most, it's steak and wings. I bought these
Favorite.
it's like a package of frozen wings, and when I tell you this is the best frozen wings I've ever had, I put them in the air fryer. They came out so crispy, and I've been craving these, like, slightly breaded wings with, like, this specific sauce taste, and that was exactly and I bought them by accident. But this is the exact wings I've been craving for forever when I asked y'all about wings the other day.
Yeah.
Um, and surprisingly, they came from a frozen bag, but they're
What's the
super good.
brand?
Mm, couldn't tell you. I threw the bag away and I don't remember. It's at
Um,
United. It's like a black bag, has a chicken on it,
okay. I'll keep an eye out.
and yeah, it's a smaller bag. I think there's the only thing that sucks is it's like $10 for like I think there was only eight wings that came in it.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm a 10 wing girl, okay? Like I can eat about 10 wings. So, but it was still good. It had a really good flavor.
okay.
Yep.
We'll have to try.
Mhm. So what about these movie movie budgets? What were you gonna talk about with that?
Okay, so I had seen obviously a TikTok. That's all I ever talk about. But in this TikTok, it was this girl talking about the production budget for the Snow White live action movie, which I guess just came out. Um, so I want to say the budget for that was $270 million. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, y'all
I
can
think
correct
you're
me.
right. I think I remember hearing
Uh,
that.
yes. So what's crazy to me about that is, I guess she was talking about it because it's doing bad in the box office. But what's crazy to me about that is, think of how much like productive, good things we could do for society, for underprivileged people, just how much good we could do with $270 million. But instead, we made a movie that turned out to allegedly be shitty, like just tanked, like all that money just down the drain.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that tanking's for I get your point, but I think a lot of the tanking from that movie came from the actors or just like things they did. Um, but I don't know. Mm, I think I have the opposite view of you. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could definitely help a lot of people with $270 million, and that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a movie. So I kinda half agree with you and half don't. So, like, do we need to be
Okay.
spending $270 million on a movie? No. Uh, I could get, like, a good healthy movie budget, but, like, that amount of money is absurd.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, it's money they made, you know, themselves, so it's not like money coming from the government or money coming elsewhere.
Right.
So, I think on that one, I'm gonna take the opposite, the semi-opposite view of you, but
No, and that's okay. I totally like 100% yes. It's their funds and like obviously they invested it to get a return on it. Like I
yeah,
totally understand. And
which they did not
uh,
get.
yeah. And obviously like it's not reasonable to think like we just won't have movies anymore that'll fix this issue entire in its entirety. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you like kind of think about it, that's kind of crazy that we spend that much money on entertainment but not doing good. I don't know, but I've also got on my soapbox before about how I feel about billionaires. So I guess I just kind of like is another point to that. I
Well,
probably won't be watching it. Not really my jam. I will go watch the Lilo and Stitch, absolutely, but like I don't really care about the Snow White one. So just thought that was wrong.
have you heard of Death of a Unicorn?
No, what is that?
Um, it's his new movie. It has Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega and Will Poulter. I
Okay,
think it just came out today, but that is a movie I wanna go watch.
what's it about?
Um, it's l The Death of a Unicorn.
Oh,
So, well,
well, I thought that could be like a subliminal
the
messaging title. I don't know.
no, in this case, it's literally the death of a unicorn. So in the trailer, basically, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are I don't know why I'm doing this. I was about to say driving, and I'm all walking with my fingers. Um, they're driving. Um, if you're on audio, you just completely missed me making a fake steering wheel. Now it sounds stupid because I'm describing it. Anyways, they're driving a car. He's her dad in the movie, and they hit a unicorn, or they hit something and they don't know what it is. They realize it's some sort of horse at first. They load it in the car, take it to these people's houses because they're going to like pitch something or something. I don't remember the specifics to these rich people. Um, and so they get there and they show them the animal in the trunk, and they all see the horn and they're like, "Is that a unicorn?" And then it turns out that this horn, the horn of a unicorn, has like stuff to cure cancer. So they try
Ooh,
to like mass reproduce it. And this unicorn was apparently the baby unicorn. And there's a mama unicorn out there that comes at the end of the trailer. And like it's supposed to be, I think, like a comedy, like a horror comedy, not really like a actual scary movie or anything like that. But the unicorn does look scary, and I just think it'll be a fun movie.
okay, I'm here for it. I need to go watch the trailer for this now.
Yeah, and that was all in the trailer. That's like,
Hmm?
I feel like that was all the movie. Like,
I was about to say, I feel like I saw it.
yeah. That's the thing about trailers these days. It's like they give us everything. Like, give me nothing, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, you made what you just said made me think of this. You told me that Long Legs was not a good movie. Was it you that told me you thought it was not a good movie? No. Okay. Somebody told me they thought that Long Legs wasn't going to be a good movie, and I thought of that because the trailer for that movie, you couldn't really tell what was going on, and when I watched
Yeah.
it, it didn't. The trailer did not tell you anything. That was such a good movie. That was actually pretty creepy.
Yeah, I love long legs. I love like the whole lore of it, like how it's transferred, like the little what is it? They're dolls, right? If I'm remembering correctly, like they give them like birthday dolls or something like that, or presents. Yeah, I thought that was a really good movie.
Yeah, 10 out
I
of
may
10.
rewatch it. What is it on? Is it on Max or?
I think it's on Max. I want to say I saw it on like Hulu or something, like something
Well,
weird, or maybe People.
they're all connected. So, have you ever seen Call Her Daddy?
Yeah, Daddy Gang.
Never watched it. Um, until this week. I watched because Chappell Roan is on there. And let me just say, like, I like Chappell Roan. She's a very refreshing, like, star. She's very open, as we've seen. Her telling people, like, she doesn't like when people come up to her, out of the blue or, like, stuff like that. So she's definitely a different type of star. And I will say, though, um, sometimes she does say things that kinda can make her unlikable. This one that she made a comment on there, and this one I don't think is that. I think this one is a very like, it was her opinion and people just ran with it and made their own spin on it, but Chappell Roan basically went on there saying that she doesn't personally know people, and the key word being she doesn't know people are the key words, in
Mm.
her life who are happy and, like, are not basically dead inside from having children. Now, she was very specific with her verbiage saying that she does not know, not saying that everybody is not happy with having kids, just people she knew. And so
Sure.
there's very much a thing on the internet, or on TikTok right now. People, all these moms are coming out and bashing her for having an opinion on motherhood, um, which, once again, everybody's entitled to their opinions.
Mhm.
But it's like, you can't expect everybody to think like you. And I think that's the same thing kinda situation, like, she had an opinion on how she views motherhood with people around her, and people kind of took that out of context and started saying that she was talking about, like, taking it in more general terms, like, that this is how like, nobody's happy with their kids, or, like, nobody's not dead inside, and I just thought that was really funny because moms on the internet are so opinionated towards not just, like, people who don't have kids, but, like, other moms too. Like, they're so judgmental. So I figured we could kinda spend some time talking about, like, that.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. Uh, Part of me, it's important to point out what you said earlier. Obviously, like that's her opinion, and just because she doesn't know anybody personally, um, that is happy with their kids or happy with that decision, doesn't mean
Mhm.
that there aren't plenty out there that are. But I
Yeah.
think yeah, that's 100% true. Like, not everybody should have kids because I've always heard the saying that if you're not 100% sure, it should be a no. Like, you shouldn't do it unless you're 100% ready because it's that obviously that big of a commitment. Um, but I guess I kind of agree with her just a little bit. Not saying that like I don't ever want to have kids or I think all kids are terrible and all moms are miserable, but I mean, a lot of the moms I know, like, they do seem miserable. It's like, oh, I haven't slept in months. My kid's pissing me off. Like, I'm about to lose my fucking shit. But like, this is fantastic. And it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know, you're all really selling me on this, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Not to
making it
mention
sound.
the ones who come out and are like, "Don't have kids. Don't have kids." Right? Like, they'll that, like, preach stuff like that, and, like, I know they're saying it out of, like, funniness, but at the same time, it's like, there's always some truth to that.
I don't know. Like, I guess I can kind of see where she's coming from in the sense of like, the older I do get not having them, the more like I appreciate my time. Like I appreciate when I come home after a long day. Like all I have to do is cook dinner and get ready for the next day. Like I don't have to like do bath time and help do homework and like all these things. Like it's sounding a lot nicer the longer I get without them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I also think moms deserve the right to complain because it is such a tough job. It's time
Yeah.
consuming.
Yeah, and that's totally valid. And, like, if you like you just said, if you wanna be a mom and that's your thing, that's awesome, right? Um, and that's something you should definitely do. But, like, I think from, like, Chappell Roan's perspective and from seeing people around her not be so happy all the time or maybe just not getting to do everything they want to do because they have kids, That's where her perspective's coming from.
Mhm.
And, you know, I was just seeing so many people go like, my kid is the light of my life, and how could you say this? And like, yeah, the light of keyword your life, okay? Not every parent, like you said earlier, is gonna have that same sentiment. And, sometimes you have kids and you have bad days or you have good days. Uh, but I don't know, it just goes back to that same thing of like everybody can have their own opinions, and like as a society we need to stop caring so much about what other people think and just let them be. Like if it's of course not harming anybody else. That I just saw that and I just had to I had to put it in there for a second cuz it's like oh my god, people will probably I don't even know. I may cut this. Um but you know how some people are dog people and some people are cat people,
Yeah.
right? You could love your cat because you're a cat person.
Yeah.
And you could say something bad about not liking dogs, right?
Yeah.
And on the other foot, somebody loves dogs, has a dog, says something about cats, right? I think it's kind of that same scenario where, like, yeah, everybody can like what they like, and one person likes kids, another person doesn't like kids. Um, and I know people hate when you make a comparison to pets and children. But I don't think I was really
I'm
comparing.
sorry, he's dogs are my kids. Y'all get over
Yeah.
it. I'm
Uh,
completely mad about that.
I wish I could have some freaking a tax break from my dog.
Me too, after this fucking week. I'm claiming for dependence.
Shoot. Uh, and then if they have babies, get
Okay,
that
no.
extra.
4 max. Anybody with more than 4 dogs is a psychopath. And I can say that.
'Cause you have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it on the chapel situation.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think we covered all our topics we had for today. So, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all every single week. And make sure you to go like, follow, subscribe, give us 5 stars, all the things, and we will catch you fuckers next week.
Bye, guys.